But Benny Johnson, though, is one of the chief culprits, man. This guy right here. This guy's dangerous. He is a fucking extraordinary groomer, right? And you can even see, too, how awkward this... like, let's watch this, how awkward this fucking thing is, dude.
Hey, what's up, King? How you doing, man? This is a nice fit. Look at this. This is great. Look at this fit. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. How old are you? 9.5?
Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude, there's a 9.5-year-old kid that is dressed up in an imitation Trump clown suit hanging out with Benny Johnson. See, I told you guys, though. I've told you how Benny Johnson is making content for this age kids, guys. That's why he makes those shorts with the bloops and the bleeps and the smiley faces and the emojis and shit. These are the guys they're trying to radicalize. This is the groomingest of the groom, right? This is what they're doing. They have a target audience now, guys. See, this is what they figured out, okay? What they've figured out through Andrew Tate and the way Andrew Tate sort of radicalized the youth. They're using a very specific technique of realizing that young women are going to college. They're getting more liberal. They're not getting trapped into marriages. Young women are moving further and further left, okay? And so what they are is their target group is young men. Young men are normally not politically active, especially young white men, because they don't get affected by the politics because none of the policies ever hinder them. So they're specifically going after young men and young white men, trying to convince them that the minorities and the women and the LGBTQ are trying to take their rights away and that they need to become Christians and like the athletes and their favorite influencer stars. They need to become Christians and they need to become weaponized politically against these groups that are trying to cut their dicks off. Okay? It's very fucking targeted. And they're very specific about this. And so Charlie Kirk is going into the colleges, right? He's going to fraternities. He's going to places where men are under a tremendous amount of peer pressure to conform. I don't know if you've been in a fraternity. I was in a fraternity at UCLA, and there is a conformity that you have to do to become a part of a fraternity. So they are focused on these early collegiate fraternal type environments where young men are in a mode of conforming in order to become part of a larger group, in order to meet girls and have power and have sex. They're going into those specific groups and selling them Trumpisms: have power, have sex, get rich, come with us. And fight these guys that are trying to take all of this away from you. It is very culty and it is very targeted. Now, what Benny Johnson's doing is Benny Johnson is trying to hit these kids while they're gamers. He is trying to get the gamer kids that are 6, 7, 8 years old already thinking that Benny Johnson and Charlie Kirk and MAGA and Trump are all cool. And then when they see the Trump dance on TikTok or whatever, the MAGA, they're already conditioned to think MAGA is funny and cool and like the gamer dudes, instead of they're the guys assaulting immigrants and raping women, which is actually what they're doing, right? But if you see the techniques, dude, these are fucking child gamer thumbnails. Benny Johnson, like, look at his YouTube. Like, seriously. I'm telling you guys, this is the Benny Johnson situation. This is what they're doing. This is a part of their thing. We got to address this. Look at his thumbnails. Okay? You see how, look at the art on the thumbnails here with the black crying lines. Everybody's got the screaming and shit, and they're all like bright with the AI open mouths and shit. This is the same type of shit you see in gaming thumbnails, where they have the exaggerated expressions on everybody. Everybody's got the open mouth. They do kind of look like Fortnite thumbnails. Hyper realized They have the same red arrow. You know what I'm saying? But they do the eye work and shit on their faces, but everything is with that super bright. Everybody's holding something up, but they're crying. Everybody has that open mouth. Everybody is with the same open mouth, which is like this weird thing that they do with all the gaming thumbnails, with the super scared faces, right? But look at this. These are thumbnails for kids, okay? Without a doubt, if you see them, these are thumbnails that are designed for kids. And then the videos are filled with like blips and bloops. Like, look at what they do to AOC, mouth open and the crying tears. These are all designed to feed that younger audience. They're like chasing a younger audience. They're trying to get young people who aren't even into politics clicking on this shit. And a lot of it has to do with like crying women and screaming people. But all of this is like not aimed at adults. I mean, with Fortnite, you make this shit. This is the kind of stuff that you make with Fortnite. Like, I used to do this shit where my most successful thumbnails were putting my head on a Fortnite character. Okay. And then it would look all exaggerated. And I'd be like some crazy face. And again, though, like nobody who's 40 years old is clicking on these thumbnails. Okay. Nobody who's 40 years old is clicking on this. This is like young audience. It is absolutely young audience because they're using like all the same expressions. Like every single one of them, they're AIing the mouth. They're taking a photo and AIing the mouth. But yeah, this shit is gross, dude. You could go look at somebody like Typical Gamer and look at his videos, right? They're very similar, right? These are, and I'm not calling out Typical Gamer. I love him, but this is the type of expression you do when you make videos for young people, for young viewers, right? You have the curvy short red arrow. It's like one particular type of red arrow. And then you have a lot of like open mouth surprise things. These are the types of thumbnails that attract kids. Okay. Yeah. Typical Gamer is great. Dude, I love him. He's great. But this is a stylistic thing to where because you know what it is, guys, is kids' brains are not very developed. So what you do is you have extreme shows of emotion, right? Because a kid can't really see the nuance between a plaintive look and an angry look and a sour look. You need to show them the extreme, like extreme happy or extreme hurt, right? Because their brains see everything in like black and white. You know what I'm saying? So kids tend to respond more to those really extreme shows of emotions. And yes, with young boys, because young boys are a couple of years behind in the development, right? So young girls are more likely to notice shit, but it's just young audiences in general, right? Like, let's look at Piper Raquel, who I made that video about. Let's look at her thumbnails. They're all the same way, right? They're all like cartoonish. Everybody is made to pop out of the background. They're super cartoonish with super exaggerated like expressions, right? And they're often holding something in the shot. That is another technique. The character holding something, holding a phone or holding a sign or holding a prop. It is like part of the psychological thing that they do. You see every thumb just about, they're holding an item. They're holding one item to bring your attention to it. It is literally this, and this is stuff that like 8-year-olds watch, 6-year-olds watch, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds watch. But it is a psychological way that like they make these thumbnails, okay? This is like, it's like a thing that they do with these really extreme fucking looks. The finger over the lips a lot of times. It is a very big technique. And there he is with the finger over his mouth. Trump with the finger over his mouth. You see this, guys? Like these guys are scientifically looking at the thumbnails that teen YouTubers and gamers are making and they are creating political content trying to influence the brains of young men. Okay, young men, because they know that young men are the way. That's the group that they can red pill with promises of riches and power and the ability to do whatever you want. I mean, dude, this shit is when you see this, you can't unsee it. And Benny Johnson is like the worst offender. He literally makes content for 8 to 10-year-old boys and trying to sell them on misogyny and Christianity and Trumpism and anti-trans, anti-LGBTQ. And if you look at his thumbnails, they are all that same cartoonish shit. They're this exact fucking shit, man. Isn't it crazy? It, like, when you see it, you realize, like, fuck, dude, this guy's a groomer. This guy is a definite fucking groomer. Look at that. There's Jeffrey Epstein with the finger over the thing. Epstein Island tunnels, right? And he's making some video that's like, ooh, right? And then he's got the UFC, right? He's covering all the pop culture shit, Kid Rock. But all of these, Simone Biles attacking her. It's all anti-trans, but he is making these videos for children. And of course, there he is with his little fan, boss.
Hey, what's up, King? How you doing, man?
What's up, King?
Nice
He says.
This is great. Look at this fit. Thank you. I appreciate that. How old are you? 9.5? Big smiles.
Wow, look at you. That's awesome.
Hey, Klein, did you get this? Klein, come in here.
Okay.
Look at this. 9.5. What an absolute king. He subscribes to the channel. Up here, bro.
Dude.
That's right. Why do you subscribe to the channel? Why do you subscribe to the channel?
Because everything that you say is true.
Everything you say is true. Why do you subscribe to the channel? 9-year-old boys watching Benny fucking Johnson, red pill, mind melt, child grooming up the wazoo. Dude, Benny should be in fucking jail for this shit, bro. Red pilling these kids. Everything you say is true. This is what they're doing, guys. This is gnarly child grooming. Okay? This is gnarly child grooming. Dude, this is crazy. His parents are probably, Christian, Trumpy, red pillars. But everything you say is true. Wow.
Can't get a better endorsement than that. Right here, my man.
I got a Trump dance?
Dude, and so this is who he's performing for, dude. Isn't that crazy? It is fucked up, bro. This is right up there with Epstein Island, boss.
Get a Trump dance. Do the Trump dance.
Thank you.
It's great. Hey, what's up?
Dude. Jesus. Oh my God. Dude, what Jack said there, ever seen a grown man naked? Dude, that's Benny's next question. This, though, if you look at Benny Johnson's content and you go way back, you see him 4 years ago. Look at his content, guys. His content was geared towards adults. Okay? You see this? This is all content. Look at these thumbnails. He was interviewing, he was doing journalism 4 years ago. These are all adult thumbnails. Adults. All right. He is totally seeking an adult audience. It's Benny Johnson. He's wearing a suit. Now we're going to watch the switch. Here he is still. He's evolving, right? His thumbnails are evolving, right? This is 4 years ago. He's like, this is 2021. This is after Trump lost the election. Okay. Now he's starting to evolve a little bit. I mean, he's pretty late in the game, right? It's definitely moving in the child range right after Biden won. Okay. Once Biden won, he started switching to this shit. Trump golfing, the head on the golf ball, the electric eyes. You see what's going on, right? This digital dementia shit. And then over time, he has like honed this into a very specific style. But you can see, right, how then he switches from his suit to like a black t-shirt to like a muscle shirt. He starts like looking more like he's manosphere, a fitness influencer guy, always wearing the black t-shirts. But even then, see how he's putting like heads on different bodies? That is a gamer thumbnail technique. And again, dude, this is not for adults. Okay? 𝗙cie is foaming. He's not seeking an adult audience. Biden got trolled by kids. He even starts bringing kids into the things. And then a lot of the stuff he started doing is he started going around pop culture, grabbing pop culture. He's putting like poop emojis in there, and he's going around pop culture items whenever there's a pop culture thing on the edge of gaming and shit. Dude, it's wild. This is like a video game font right there, right? That font is a total video game font. Is he devolving? No, he's not. He's not devolving. He is honing, and he's gone through many incarnations of them. Like this shit, right? With the self-pilled or whatever, red pill themselves. Look at that, dude. That thumbnail is crazy. Okay? These thumbnails are all crazy. Cringe, yikes, puppet, right? Demons, boom. They're using words that are a lot of them are those one word, right? Based. A lot of wrecked, R-E-K-T, right? Wrecked. That is a fucking 12-year-old's word. You know what I'm saying? Sniff. And with the crazy eyes and shit. Be a man. They're using phrases that are specifically, he uses wrecked on like so many videos. This is 2 years ago, right? They've been working at this for a while. And then he started switching off of the super gamer shit to going back to these cartoony images. But again, it's all like, this is like a Pulp Fiction nod over here, right? And it's all with the big, crazy, exaggerated expressions. But they are specifically targeting, if you look at him, he's on the Andrew Tate thing, copping onto the Andrew Tate thing, but they are specifically like hitting pop culture things, covering for Andrew Tate, backing up Andrew Tate, backing up, all of the red pill sort of people. Yeah, dude, it's wild. I mean, he's done so much Andrew Tate shit, but toxic, new boss, banned, total gamer background there. Okay, this is like the Mr. Beast, $20,000 sort of things. They're working with Andrew Tate. They're like working with that group, right? Like they provide legitimacy for Andrew Tate, and he is provide them with a roadmap for radicalizing young men, right? Like I don't think they're like sitting in a Discord call being like, what are we doing next? But they're definitely watching him and using his techniques, and yes, Benny was fired from BuzzFeed for plagiarism, and then he got fired again for the same thing. I mean, he's been sort of a cheater and a conniver and a person doing illegal shit the whole time. But you see his thumbnails are all super designed though for young people with those expressions. I like ice cream, right? Ban the church. Putting the meme glasses on Trump. Super targeted. Busted. Boom. Then he kind of like this right here is his quartering phase. Do you guys know the quartering? Like, look at these thumbnails. I'm going to show you these exact thumbnails, guys. You ready? Let's go to the quartering. All right. It's Jeremy from the quartering. Look at those thumbnails, right? You see it? You see it? 7 faces, 5 faces. And then the stacked lettering, except Benny's using white and yellow instead of white and red. But this is like his quartering phase where he crams in a bunch of faces, right? If you look at the quartering, his thumbnails are the same. He's also targeting a young gamer adjacent audience. You can't not see the similarities, right? But they are real specific. The white glow and red glow around all the figures. Dude, these guys, man, they are like, they're mirrors in like sort of seeking out the same sort of audiences. This has been the quarterings technique for a long time. Benny sort of moved into it for a little while. It's crazy, though. These guys are, dude, they're going after the kids, man. See the exaggerated expressions with the fucking stretched mouths and shit? This is why, guys, like I'm telling you guys, there's a reason why 18-year-old men voted for Trump in this last election, because these guys have been doing a concerted campaign for them on TikTok and YouTube for years. They've been doing this. Benny's been doing this for like 3 years, guys. It just in the shadows, right? Isn't that wild? And now that you see it, you can't fucking unsee it. But every video is like, a lot of people are holding one item. It's that exact same shit, man. I mean, the color schemes are a little different because he's not going after teen girls, but it is total fucking grooming, bro. It is grooming a young audience, right? Young men. Dude, it's wild. It's not an accident, guys. Dude, yeah, it's hard though, because you know, the thing that's hard about the Dems and the idea of spending 20 million to go at young voters is this. You ready? Here's what's hard, guys. Is the message that the Democrats sell, which is discernment, compassion, critical thinking, like worldview, big picture. It's hard to sell that to 8-year-old kids, because 10-year-old kids, because the only people that get that are people that are emotionally mature, which means young women will respond to that because they're several years ahead. Precocious young men will respond to that. But most young kids, most 10-year-old boys are like much simpler dudes. It's not about compassion. They want power. They want fucking toughness. They want invulnerability because they're being bullied. It's like they live in a world like young boys in middle school. Compassion gets you nowhere. It really doesn't. They want to be like supermen. They want to be superheroes. They want to be tough guys. They want to be able to beat up the dudes who are picking on them. They want power. And so those sort of right wingers sell the concept of power. You come with us, you get women, you get power, you get money. Women, power, money. And that speaks to that hormonal like lack of power that young men feel. It's true. It's hard. I don't know how to break that messaging. I believe the party moving to the left and becoming an opposition party is really important, because I think what you have to do is you have to defeat that power by not competing with it. And then you create a different power, which is the power of improving people's lives. Okay, the power of actually fighting for the community. Because the reality is, the way you defeat that type of power grab is through community. And so we definitely need some work there. You know, I don't know how exactly to accomplish it. I mean, in an ideal world, the one thing that you can all do individually is you can go to therapy. You can heal your own generational trauma before you have kids or while you're raising kids. That's what you individually can do, is you can go heal, especially if you're a man. Go heal that toxic masculinity, social bullshit that we got programmed with in ourselves, and then raise a son without that being in the driver's seat. That's step one for all of us men. Any age man can do this. Break the chain of the patriarchal, toxic male bullshit, and then raise a kid after you've broken that chain. All right, that's a start. But Benny Johnson, though, is one of the chief culprits, man. This guy right here, this guy's dangerous. He is a fucking extraordinary groomer, right? And you can even see too how awkward this, like, let's watch this, how awkward this fucking thing is, dude.
Hey, what's up, King? How you doing, man? This is a nice fit. Look at this. This is great. Look at this fit.
I mean, look at how awkward that is. He's literally selling right-wing politics to children, bro. Like, there's no way he can't. Does he not have a conscience about that? Like, my God, dude, I was selling gaming content to kids and I was like, whoa, dude, I just can't do this. But he is selling right-wing toxic lie politics to children. That's like, wow, dude. That's crazy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. How old are you? 9.5?
Big smiles.
Wow, look at you. That's awesome.
Hey, Klein, did you get this? Klein, come in here.
Okay.
Look at this. 9.5. What an absolute king. He subscribes to the channel. Up here, bro. That's right. Why do you subscribe to the channel? Why do you subscribe to the channel?
Because everything that you say is true.
Can't get a better endorsement than that. Right here. My man.
I got a Trump dance.
Get a Trump dance. Do the Trump dance.
Thank you.
9.5. Dressed like a adulterous sexual predator. Yikes, bro. Like, that is rough. Yeah, no, it does. It's like when you think about it, let's look at that clip, that Stephen Miller. Look at this, watch.
Children will be taught to love America. Children will be taught to be patriots. Children will be taught civic values for schools that want federal taxpayer funding. So as we close the Department of Education and we provide funding to states, we are going to make sure that these funds are not being used to promote communist ideology. For any nation to be successful, it cannot teach its children to hate themselves and to hate their country.
You don't want to be taught to hate yourselves or hate your country. You need to be taught to hate immigrants and to hate trans people and to hate Democrats, right? You know what I mean? Like, dude, doesn't he looks like a fucking Hitler Youth fucking weirdo? Dude, he is a thumb. Look at him, bro. What a fucking scary fucking individual.
For any nation to be successful, it cannot teach its children to hate themselves and to hate their country. So these are a few of the areas in which President Trump has fought the cancerous, communist, woke culture that was destroying this country, where we were led to believe
the cancerous, communist, woke culture. Like, they just throw words out
that
there.
Men were women, that women were men, that racial discrimination was good, that merit was bad, and that safety...
Merit. Like Trump's cabinet, where, you know, you have a reality TV star running the Department of Transportation, right? You have a major, right, who was served in the National Guard running the Pentagon, right? Merit, guys, merit.
and physical security matter less than the feelings of liberal ideologues.
Yeah, isn't that wild? Again, guys, this is a concentrated effort. The Manhattan Institute, the Heritage Foundation, Christopher Rufo, Kevin Roberts, right? Stephen Miller, okay? Russell Vought. These are targeted. These guys have been cooking this up in labs for fucking 30 years, man. This is like 30 years of work that is getting dumped on us right now. It is some gnarly shit. Bro, isn't that nuts? Like, dude, that shit is alarming, man. It is just fucking alarming, dude. That's what we're dealing with, guys. This is the shit we're dealing with, man. Like, this shit is like bottom of the fucking barrel, bro. Dude, like, the messaging. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.